computer. All right, and we are live. Welcome to our Pisces new moon manifesting. Today we are preparing for our last new moon of the astrological year. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Jana Groscost. I'm a metaphysical teacher and healer. I love teaching people about how to raise their vibration so that you manifest more of the good things that you want in your life. And working with the lunar cycles is one way that you can do it. So one of the benefits of working with the new moon is the sun and the moon are in the same astrological sign. So there's less energy pulling you in multiple directions. Like the full moon, they're in complete opposite. So with the new moon, typically people feel more calm, they feel more introspective, they feel more grounded, they may have more insight on the direction they're moving, versus with the full moon, you may feel more scattered, where you're moving in multiple directions and, you know, those shiny objects that take our attention away. So with the new moon, it's a good time to be introspective, notice what's coming up for you. If there's specific directions you're supposed to move, really trusting those gut instincts and moving you forward and really honoring what you feel in the moment. So we're going to talk specifically about the Pisces energy, other astrological influences, some of the things that are going on right now in the stars that are literally knocking our socks off, right? I'm getting it from a lot of people, a lot of phone calls. What is going on? We've been in this direct pattern with all of the planets being direct for the past couple of months, but Mercury is going to go retrograde tomorrow, right? The 6th, or maybe it's today. I don't know. My computer's already messing up, so I'm just chalking it up to Mercury retrograde. Plus, for all of you that got the email at 4:40 on the West Coast, 7:40 a.m. on the East Coast for yesterday's show, yeah, that was not supposed to go out until this morning. So don't know what happened on that. Somehow the wires got crossed and it went out. So thank you.
Keep up with it. I'm not sure I can do the style. So I'll have you guys take a look and see how I do on that.
I'm gonna mute. All right. So let's, I'm going to open up my screen. My mouse is not wanting to work today. So thank God I have a touch screen so I can actually get to stuff. So we want this screen and share and presentation mode. All right. Can you guys see this? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Carol, give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen. Okay, great. Because last time I had the wrong screen on, so you gotta love live presentations. At least I can laugh about it. So with this Pisces new moon energy, like I said, this is the last astrological sign of the astrological year. So we begin the new year with Aries next month. And so this is really a culmination of what you've been going through for the last 12 months. This is graduation day. This is finishing up the year and maybe reflecting, where was I a year ago? What have I accomplished since then? How have I grown and developed? And really looking at what matters most. And we've got Uranus that's is moving into Taurus, or has moved into Taurus. And we're going to talk more about that, but that's really going to be significant in moving us forward, as well as Chiron, who moved into Aries last month. So this new moon is about really honoring your intuition. This is a dreamy energy, so tap into your daydreams, tap into your nighttime dreams. What's coming up for you? What is inspiring your soul? In our dream time, that's when our soul has the opportunity to actually speak up. And it's important for us to learn how to listen to that. So if there's little messages that are coming up or repeating messages, just recognize that those are leading you on a path. And the more we can attune with that intuition, the easier it's going to be to move in the direction that you want. Now, Pisces is a water sign, and water signs are very emotional. The water holds our emotions. Emotions are fluid. So we want to be very cognizant of what emotions are coming up. This will give you clues of things that you may still need to resolve before we close out this year. This is going to be a time of inspiration. So again, using your dream time, using any new ideas that are coming up, what's really coming up from a soul level and inspiring your creativity. This energy is really about your spiritual needs and growth, right? So it's time to let go of any old paradigms that maybe no longer serve you anymore, and find the things that really do feed your soul and lift your spiritual growth. And this new moon is really about raising the spiritual bar. So what things are working for you? If meditation isn't working, something else is, such as yoga, or for me, it's even hiking. If I'm out in the woods and hiking by myself, I just get into this meditative state that I'm very attuned to the energy of the plants and everything around me. And it's very meditative, and I get a lot of answers. So recognize, just because somebody else does something one way doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. So really honor yourself, tie into the things that help you raise your spiritual bar. So with the Pisces energy, we've got the sun and moon in Pisces. We also have Neptune. Neptune forces us to dive in deep. This is about endings. This is about letting go. This is about releasing. So there's no need to hold on to things that no longer serve you. Relationships, friendships, jobs, anything that no longer serves you. This is a great time to let it go and really honor yourself. Listen to yourself. A part of communication is learning to listen to yourself. How are you viewing yourself differently? And how can you reclaim any places where you're giving personal power away? So let's talk about how we give our power away. There are 4 distinct patterns. This is called verb. We give away our power by being a victim. If you could just stop yourself from the stories. Stop telling the stories, stop telling the stories to yourself, stop believing the stories, and tune into what you really need. You can let go of that victimization. Entitlement. If you feel entitled, you're robbing yourself of power. Just watch yourself and other people. If you feel like, oh, I deserve this, right? Oh, I deserve this. I've worked hard this week. I'm not saying you shouldn't reward yourself. I just want you to take note of any places where you're feeling that you deserve something when maybe it's not for your highest good. The other one is to rescue. When you're rescuing other people, you're giving your power away, right? Because they're in the victim state and you're feeding their victimization. So if you're in the rescue state or in the victim state, notice the dynamic that's taking place with you and others and how you're playing that to take energy from other people, as well as giving your power away. And then the 4th one, B, is blame. So anytime we blame anybody else for anything else that's going on in our life, which is really hard to hear. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But when we blame somebody else for our circumstances, we give our power away. As soon as we take responsibility for it, we pull that power back in. And it does feel very empowering. So just watch these 4 to see where you're giving your power away, and even observe other people and see how they're playing on power plays as well. There's a lot of this that's taking place right now because a lot of, a lot of people are feeling their power slipping away. But what I mean by power is their force, the way that they're controlling other people, because when they're controlling other people, they're not really taking power from the true source. Power comes from one source, and that's your higher self. God, creator, higher self, Buddha, whatever you want to call your higher self. That's the only place we get power from. If we're not getting true power from that source, we're taking it from somebody else. So watch your behavior to make sure that you are aligned with your higher self, tapping into up-leveling your spiritual growth, and you're no longer taking other people's energy away. So there's 4 ways that we can take power from others. The first 2 are very aggressive. Being the intimidator, where you use anger and loud voices and maybe scream or shout. These are ways that we force and take energy from others. The other way is as an interrogator, where you're constantly asking questions and literally badgering someone before. badgering someone? Have you ever been around somebody who asks a lot of questions, you walk away feeling beaten up? Well, that's what they do. They just take your power away. When we are in judgment of other people, we're taking power away also. The two passive ways that we take power, one is being aloof, where you're vague, you're not really committing to anything, you're distant, maybe you're playing hard to get. So again, it's a power play that's not serving you. And then the last one is the victimization, the poor me role. So just take note of, I just want you to be aware. I'm not being a judgment of anybody because I've been in all of these situations as well. So it's really about identifying where you're getting your power from, who you're taking it from. If you're taking it from your source, awesome. If you're taking it from others, start changing your behavior. That's lightning. I hardly ever get lightning here. Crazy. This is a month of unconditional love, unconditional self-love, right? So when we're talking about spiritual growth, when we're talking about wanting to manifest, if we are not projecting from a space of unconditional love, guess what we're going to get back, right? Because whatever we attract to us is the vibration that we're putting out there. So if you're wanting the better job, the better relationship, more money, better health, whatever it is, it's about self-love first. Oh, wow. And then the thunder hits. Hopefully the lights will stay on. So unconditional love related to how you care for yourself, right? So making sure you're taking care of, doing proper self-care, listening to yourself. That means tuning into what your body is saying. I look at the physical body as an emotional representation of what's taking place. So if you're having digestive issues, where are you not digesting life? If you're having difficulty with your throat, like a sore throat, where is your voice not being heard? Or where are you holding on to anger or feel that you're not able to express yourself? Physical body represents what's taking place with us emotionally. So learn to listen, not only to the physical body, but tune into your spiritual body. What does it need? Simply by asking that question, you will start to find the answers. As I mentioned, Mercury is going retrograde this week in Pisces. So there's a lot that's taking place with Pisces. It's at 29 degrees of Pisces right now, and it's going to move back to 16 degrees. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for revisiting. Biggest thing you can do with Mercury being retrograde is slow down. If you had the opportunity this weekend, Jason Levanis and I did 2 shows on Mercury where we talked about the metaphysical elements as well as the history of Mercury. He is the god of so many things: roads, knowledge, merchant, communication of all forms, travel. So it's no wonders that there's a lot of things that can go wrong when Mercury goes retrograde. It doesn't mean you should be going into fear and say, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to leave my house. It simply means you need to be aware, you need to slow down, make sure that all of the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed as you're going through any process. It's a time to revisit, to figure out, where you've given your power away again, how to reclaim that and take yourself to a new level. Now with Mercury and Pisces, this is where Chiron has been for the last 8 years. And Chiron is the wounded healer. And I'm going to talk a little bit about him in a minute, just because he's an outer asteroid that has moved into Aries in the past couple of weeks. So the story goes that Chiron was half god, half man. And when he was wounded in battle, he asked the gods to heal him. And the gods said, no, you're part God, so you need to figure it out on your own. So this is our challenge in life, is our wounded healer, our woundedness, wherever Chiron falls in your astrological chart, gives you an inclination of the area of your life that you should be working on and what you're healing from. And it takes about 50 to 51 years for Chiron to go through all 12 astrological signs. So as I mentioned, he has been in Pisces for the last 8 years, which what Mercury is doing now is it's helping you revisit any last pieces. So any feelings of victimization that you can let go of while Mercury is retrograde, this is going to be a great time to really let go, to unwind that story, to see if it affects your family lineage as well, right? Because there's multiple levels that we work on. One is our current lifetime and the victimization or the challenges that we face. The other one is our ancestral patterns. So if there are similar patterns to family members, you're going to want to look at the DNA piece. And I'll talk about that because as a metaphysical healer, that's one aspect that I work on. This Mercury, again, about communication. Where have you been spinning your wheels? This is going to be a time to get some traction, to slow down and really honor that. And ultimately, let it be over. Let's just free yourself up, clean out the closet, the emotional closet, or the physical closet, whatever works for you, and let it be over so that the lesson is complete. Mercury is going to be conjunct, me being right, with Neptune in Pisces. So this is a time of ending any soul contracts. So if there are people in your life that no longer serve you or they're toxic, this would be a good time to bless them and let them go on their way. This is a great time to honor any lessons that you're ready to be done with, right? I know a lot of you, when I talk with you, there's so many life lessons that you're like, I'm so done with this. This is going to be a great time for you to just let it melt away, rise above, let your higher self guide and direct you, and really look at what you have learned at that soul level. When you come from a situation where there's compassion and unconditional love, the lesson is over. You've mastered it. So make sure you're tuning into the two vibrations of unconditional love and compassion. Now, Pisces is a very intuitive sign. So this is a great time for expansion of your intuitive gifts. This includes anything related to psychic development. So if you're taking a course or reading a book or watching YouTube videos, this is a great time to really practice tuning into your intuition. We all have it, right? Some people are more attuned with it and are able to read other people as a result of it, but we all have intuition. It's that trusting their gut instincts. It's about tuning into your dreams. It's about honoring the messages, the repeating messages that you're getting. So today, master numbers everywhere. Every time I looked at a clock or something, it was 10:10 or 1:11 or 2:22, or I looked at the clock just before we started, it was 5:55. So every time I'd say that, I'd just say a little thank you to my guides for supporting me and being a part of this process. Because it was a frustrating day. A lot of energies kind of coming at me. And it was really nice to just have those little moments where I could just take a breath and tune into the energies that were around me and trust that everything was working out, even though it felt like it was falling apart. This is going to be a great time for channeling. And what that simply means is connecting with past loved ones that maybe have messages that you need in your current lifetime. So just really honor that, and it will help you in expanding your intuition. So Pisces, I pulled a chart, and my mouse isn't working. This person's chart, Pisces is taking place in their 7th house. So when you pull your astrological birth sign, you want to pull it with transits and see where Pisces is falling in your birth chart. And we all have all 12 astrological signs. So the outer yellowish ring, those are all the astrological signs. So the one that's circled in red that has, it's the fish moving in 2 directions, that's Pisces. And then the numbers on the inner ring that I have circled in red, the number 7 is this person's, Pisces is in their 7th house. So you want to look to where this is falling in your chart, and then just do a quick Google search of, Pisces in 7th house, and look up what that means to you, because that will help you in setting your intentions for this specific new moon. So with this person, Pisces in the seventh house. Seventh house relates to one-on-one relationships. So this could be romantic partnerships. It could be business partnerships. It's about creating balance in life. It's about seeing any places where there's concerns about commitment and honoring any fears without letting them take over. This is about expectations, looking at expectations of relationships so that we're really honoring the bigger picture and not trying to satisfy an unfulfilled need within us. So that's just a glimpse of if your Pisces was falling in the seventh house, what that would mean to you. As I mentioned, this is all about graduation day. This is about you taking that next step, that leap of faith before we step into the Aries energy and the fact that we have Mercury retrograde. This is going to be a great time to really review this year. Again, what have you achieved this year? How have you grown? How do you react differently than you used to? What's your emotional state now compared to where it was a year ago? And then start to set those intentions for what you want this new astrological year to bring to you. So let's talk a little bit about Chiron again, because as I mentioned, Chiron is moving into Aries. It's at 0 degrees and it will be there for about 8 years. So with Chiron moving into Aries, this is about building your confidence, looking at who am I now, right? Who am I now? Where do I want to be in 8 years? I know a lot of the clients that I've been working with, we're on this amazing journey where we can all feel the healing that we've done. And I know that a lot of you that are on the call do a lot of your own healing work. The beautiful thing about this is now we can integrate that healing work and take our lives to the next level. Looking at when soul contracts are ending, maybe new relationships that are coming in. This is going to be our discovery time. I feel that if we're ready and we've done the internal work, that there are going to be new projects, new opportunities, new journeys that take us into realms that we never even imagined. So again, this is about gathering confidence in your sense of self. If you're interested, I do a coaching program, or all the coaching programs that I do integrate strengths coaching. And it's just an amazing tool to help you in boosting your confidence and keep you progressing. Now we have Uranus in Taurus, and Taurus is all about the value system. How do you value yourself? How do you value money? How do you value your work? How is your self-value? All of these things are incredibly important for us to manifest more. If we don't feel worthy and deserving, we're sending that beacon out there. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve a raise. I don't deserve this love. I don't deserve better health. So we really have to tune into what values are holding us back. Where are those limitations? Uranus is about breaking through. It is innovative. It is high-level spirituality. It is really tuning into what matters most. It can change directions in a split second. So even if you feel you're moving in a specific direction, Uranus can shake things up. And we've got Uranus and Taurus, let's see, 84-year cycles, so it would be about 7 years. And we dipped into it last year, started last May, before it went retrograde back into Aries. So now that we're back into Taurus, I can already feel things that are shaking up as a result of it. So the money system can get shooken up. So the banking system, housing, all of these things we can see outwardly taking place around us. And as long as you're aware of what's taking place within you, you can navigate any of the challenges that you're being faced with. Essential oil support. You know I love essential oils, and I will talk more about them after the call for those that want to stay. But some of my favorites that really help us up level our spiritual development. Clary Sage. I love clary, right? Because it helps provide clarity in our lives, and we all need more spiritual clarity. Sandalwood, one of my oils of the year. This helps with spiritual insight and gives me direction and making sure that I'm moving in the right path. I actually combine sandalwood and patchouli together because it helps me not only with the physical, patchouli is that physicality, To me, it's a grounding oil, and it helps me in visualizing grounding my goals into physical form. Because a lot of the times we can be caught in our heads and we're over processing things and we're unable to really bring it into the body. And once you bring it into the body, then you've got to bring it into the earth. So we can have all the ideas in the world, but until we can bring them into physicality, which to me truly helps with, it's difficult for us to truly manifest. Rum and chamomile, another one that is super supportive of finding your spiritual purpose. So I know I get this question a lot. What is my purpose? And it's a journey, right? It's not a destination. We just keep following the breadcrumbs. Rum and chamomile to me is one of those essential oils that really does support. And then the last one is rosemary, and how it helps with any questions that we may have related to, the bigger questions. Why am I here? What am I doing? What's my next step? All of those things. Rosemary provides clarity. So, and if you need help with essential oils, if you can stay on the call right after this, we can answer your questions specifically. Or if you're unable to do that and you have specific questions, either physical or emotional, that you're looking for support with essential oils, please contact me. And then if you are interested in healing sessions, I'm taking $50 off from now until the 25th, because I'll be leaving town shortly thereafter. The 25th. So normally healing sessions are $250, so they'll be $200 instead. As we go through the healing sessions, there's a myriad of things that can happen. First of all, I'm an empath and intuitive, and I'm a metaphysical healer. I really tune into your physical and emotional body to find out what's taking place. That could be imbalances in your chakra system. It could be reviewing your birth chart and seeing what's coming up to support where you're at today, as well as what's coming up for the future. I also work with 4 specific healing levels. Current lifetime, this relates to any of your specific experiences, beliefs, behaviors, these types of things, so that we can help resolve those. We go a step deeper if it relates to your DNA and help clear those out. So the way that I see the DNA, when we hold on to tightly held beliefs, it really restricts our DNA. It's just like wringing a towel. If you had a towel and it was all wet, right? You're wringing it out. That's what I see when I look at somebody's DNA when they've got family patterns such as like alcoholism or codependent behavior, or any patterns where it's very prevalent, anger. These are all just very common things that get stuck in the DNA, because every thought we have, every emotion we feel creates a chemical reaction in our body. And when we hold on to those things, that's why I'm always saying, let it go. Get rid of the resentment, the anger, the unforgiveness, because when we harbor those, it changes your DNA. And when it changes your DNA and it constricts it, we don't allow the light, we don't allow the energy to flow through our DNA. And when our ancestors have had the same thing happen to them, guess what happens? That deformed DNA gets passed down generation after generation. So it's really important for us to do our own spiritual work, not only to help clear our own personal DNA, but it supports in healing their DNA as well as any future generations that you have. A couple other levels that I work on: previous lifetime stuff, so any karmic contracts, any issues related to healing and resolving past life issues, and then finally the collective consciousness, which we are all in tune with. So the more we can understand where issues are coming from in our life, the easier it is for us to navigate and not feel victimized by it. So if you're interested in a healing session, please get in touch with me and we can schedule something. All right, so I want to open up the lines. Let me stop this. And I've got a chat. Oh, what does 1111 mean? So 11s are the master teacher, right? So 1111 is one that I see very often. My life's path is an 11, and this is really about honoring what you're feeling in the moment, recognizing that's a message from your angels, your guides, that they're supporting you in this process. So if you were questioning something in that moment, Patricia, and then you saw that number, then your guides may be giving you a message at that moment so that you're able to understand, that you're being supported at that time. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I've got a hand up. Let me unmute you.
Hi, Jana.
Hi, love. How are you?
This is actually my very first time being live. I'm so freaking excited.
I love it. I know it's actually really fun. It's so fun to see faces. I've talked to so many of you for so long that it's just fun to put faces with names now. So welcome.
Thank you. Well, we've never spoken, but I've always just tuned in. Actually, I've listened to the replay. This is my first time live, first time on video, so I'm just very happy to actually be here. And it just so happens my Pisces is actually in the 7th house, so I'm like, what an absolute gift.
It's all about you, girl.
I feel like it's my birthday. But anyway, my question
Seriously. I love it. Do you have a question?
You and I feel like you're very intuitive, and so what I'm struggling with is I've been living in Paris for the last 5 years, and I came back to the US to get a different visa. I had been on a visitor's visa, and I came back to change my status to go back to Paris, and so I came for 2 months, and I've been in the US for almost a year and a half, and so it's just like there's a lot of unclarity. Am I supposed to go back there? I'm not quite happy where I'm at. Like, where am I supposed to be living? And it's just this instability that's been in my life. You talked about lessons being done. I'm so done with like living out of a suitcase, and and it's just like, but I don't really have certainty as to, is this the path for me? I keep having visions of like when I was living in Paris, like different places. I'm like, is that a sign? And it's like, I don't really know. I just feel very unclear, and I just want like a clear, how do I get clear directive? Okay, yes, you're going back, or you're not supposed to go back. And I'm like, okay, if not, then where am I supposed to be living?
Really good questions. And I've been in limbo many times in my life like that, and I totally understand it. If you're stuck here, there's probably a reason. Either things that you need to be resolved, or a reason that you're not supposed to be there. So the first question I'd be asking myself is, what lessons am I learning where I'm at, right? Even if it's not the ideal place for you to live, until we resolve those lessons, it's hard to move forward. So you asking that question?
I am now, and like they're being revealed to me. Like right now I'm in Houston at my mom's, and I know we've always had a very tumultuous relationship, and I'm here, and it's being healed, and it's like I can see, and I can also see too, like it's all been very karmic, because there's all these like transits that are actually switching off, and I can feel the actual shift. So I'm thinking, okay, well maybe it's because there's these transits that are actually I'm not supposed to begin a new, go back until a new one. So I haven't asked, and I can see, okay, yeah, I can see I've been learning this lesson, learning that lesson, but I'm just kind of like, I'm over it. Like, I just want to have my own place again, and just kind of get back to my life, as opposed to just be on this continuous, endless healing journey and just not really creating. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, our entire lifetime is going to be a healing journey, so it's never going to end. Did the lessons get less intense? Absolutely. So one of the things that popped up as you were talking is making sure that you're in that space of unconditional love for your mother, right? Like, even if it's a tumultuous relationship, this is about healing that, because it may be the only opportunity that you have to do it. So I would practice the Ho'oponopono prayer, where you're going through and, because you don't know what lifetime you've had with this woman before, that maybe, you were the victim in this lifetime and she was the perpetrator, in this lifetime, and vice versa. So it's about healing it from all levels so that this lesson can be done. And making sure that you are in that heart-centered space of compassion, where if you're still reacting emotionally, then the lesson isn't over. So you really need to honor what you're feeling in the moment, how you can shift that to maybe seeing her side of the picture, having compassion for her without being in judgment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, That's really where I am right now, actually, with her.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful space to be in. I've cried so much of just gratitude for just kind of being in this space right now. Not saying it's completely done, but I can see like I'm on a different path of how I see her. The compassion is there and how I'm responding. It's a lot different. A lot of anger has been released. So.
Oh, good. Yes. So there's some meditations you can do where you can just focus on breathing through your heart. And as you're breathing through your heart, I would project love to her so that you're keeping that unconditional love in that space and between the two of you. So, you know, no matter what she's going through, be the bigger person.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Question, comment? You can unmute
Yes, hello.
your hand. Yes, to area code 240.
Hello, Jana. This is Tiara. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Yes, I have a question about how to, my son is in Pisces. I'm a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. So this is definitely my time of year. And what I've been working with over, honestly, the past couple of years since 2015 is I went through a major health scare, but I'm still alive. I'm still alive, which the doctors didn't think that would happen. But hello, I'm still here. But there's still some things that I'm trying to get over, trying to get through, and feeling better. And I feel like I'm just at a really, really frustrated space because I feel stuck because I haven't been able to get out of the house and move around as much as I want to. And I'm relying on other people to drive me places because my vision is still healing and my back is not feeling good. And so it's just really frustrating because I've been doing like wonderful mantras. I've been eating healthy. I've been taking all kinds of like wonderful vitamins, supplements and everything. And I just feel really, really, really stuck. And I don't know what else to do. And I've just been in this space of manifesting the perfect health that I used to have in early 2014. And, you know, it's really frustrating. So I just want to know like what to focus on, how to focus to manifest what I want and what I need, because it's not a small deal, you know, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and so the first thing that I'm hearing is let go of the grief of where you think you want to be. The grief being where you were, like you said, in 2014, right? So let go of the grief around that to begin with. Second of all, gratitude for everybody that's helping you. And, you know, my sense is that you were a very independent person before this. And, you know, you would always be like, no, I've got this. I'll take care of it. I'm fine. No.
Yes.
I know. This is a time where you need to take a step back and you need to receive or you're going to get sick again. So if you're not in that state of receiving, so there's a mantra that I do every single morning, and I use my essential oils. I make 2 little hearts over my heart, right? And I'm opening my arms and I'm saying I'm open to giving unconditional love, and then I give myself a hug and I'm saying I'm open to receiving unconditional love. And I do that 3 times. The problem is you're so used to giving that you're depleted. And you need to be on the receiving end and to be gracious with your receiving. So we never know what our bigger lesson is or if we're ever going to heal from a specific situation. So we need to honor what that is without going into judgment of, well, I used to, or I could, or I would have, and accept what is today. That, you know, you don't have perfect health. You need support. Thank God you have support, right? Imagine
Yeah.
That would even be worse. So you have support. So
I do.
You're tuning into that. Tune in to receiving, because there's a dynamic that's taking place that's opening up your heart, and it's going to open up the heart of other people, and you're letting them give back to you. So you need to really, really, really embrace that, honor them. Don't feel like you're being a burden.
Oh, wow.
Childhood. This goes back to childhood, where you felt that you were a burden to the family or your parents or something in some capacity. And you may not even remember.
Oh, wow. And my mother told me, she told me, because I live with her now, me and my son, like my family moved me back into my mother's house in 2015, like while I was, in the hospital. And so, we live with my mom again, and she's like, honey, you're not a burden. She said that to me. And I was like, oh, wow. And then I went to another person's house, and she's a seer, and she looked at me and she said, stop feeling like you're a burden. And I said, what? How did you know that? It just, don't feel like you're a burden, because it seems so.
Yeah.
I had been feeling that way because it's been a lot that my family has, gone through over what I have gone through, So
you have a choice. You can make it worse and prolong it, right?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
You have a choice. You can prolong it by being stubborn and not receiving the help, or you can really, I think it's one of your big lessons, is to learn to be gracious, a gracious receiver.
A gracious receiver. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be big. I mean, your entire energy just shifted in our 3-minute conversation.
Wow.
I can totally feel it. You feel like a different person right now.
Wow. Wow, be a gracious receiver.
Yeah.
Be a gracious receiver. Okay.
But so vital. Yeah, check back with me and let me know how things go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well.
All right. Anyone else question before we go into share and love? You can do it. You know how the system works.
I did do my my chart, and I came up number 4. Now 4, I think it's dealing with family, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, if you were on the call last night, I'm not trying to make you feel guilty, but I did pull everyone's chart for our call last night.
Okay.
So yes, it is in your 4th house, and that relates to home base, right? Like what makes you feel emotionally secure? And, with this being in Pisces, being very emotional and attuning to your emotions is what's going to help you create emotional security. But if you're avoiding it, then it's going to be that fish moving in both directions.
Yeah.
So just being very, very aware of, what emotions are coming up and honoring those so that you create the emotional stability. And some of that is even just telling the subconscious, because the emotions like flit through our body so fast and our thoughts flit through our mind so fast that we literally have to stop ourselves and consciously remind ourselves, this is what's taking place. This is why I'm feeling this way. And when we do that, then we can sort of, I guess, label it, for lack of better words, but we can label it as, oh, I'm creating emotional security by blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so is it more like it's creating it, or is it clearing it?
Well, you can do both, right? Okay. Because, you're wanting the ultimate balance is to, and the higher vibe of it is creating the emotional security. If the emotional security isn't there, then you've got to clear the shadow side and heal it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
By the way, Casey, that was your chart. Should have pulled Sharon's, but I grabbed Casey's today. All right, let's go into.
It looks really familiar.
Yeah, you're like, hey, that kind of looks like my chart. I know, I already had it pulled up, so I was like, oh, I'll just use it.
And we missed you last night, Sharon.
Yeah, I went to sleep. Sorry.
I know. I was like, where is everybody? It's like 10 after 6, my time. Nobody was there. Anyway. All right, let's go into a brief meditation. And then if you have any final questions or comments before we sign off, we can address those. And then if you want to stay, we'll talk about some essential oils and maybe, you know, what you're using to heighten your intuition. So go ahead and get comfy. I'm going to throw something up on the screen so we don't have any distractions. Maybe share. Oh, share this. All right, so since Pisces is so intuitive, let's start by tapping on our third eye. Go ahead and close your eyes and just either sitting up or lying down, just tune in and take a deep breath and hold your fingertips on just above your brow, the third eye. And exhale, release. With your eyes closed, literally lift your gaze to where your fingers are holding and take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And lifting your eyes as if you're looking through your eyelids, take one more deep breath. And as you exhale, release, just let your hand drop softly to the side. And continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically, releasing any tension you're holding in the neck and the shoulders. Breathing in deeply all the way down to the heart. Feeling yourself breathe through the heart. And as you exhale, release any tension you're holding in your back, your abdomen, the hips. Allowing your arms and legs to be heavy and soft. And bring your awareness to your heart. As we're going through this process, you may have specific imagery that comes to mind. Please go ahead and follow it. Or you may follow the guidance that I provide. Just allow yourself to feel into your body. Tuning in and tuning out the outer world. Allowing the mind to be relaxed. Focusing on the breath each time you get distracted. And imagine that you're walking down a pathway towards the beach. And the water is crystal clear, turquoise blue, so peaceful and calm. The sun is shining on your shoulders, warming you from the inside. You feel the sense of gratitude within your heart for the calmness, the peacefulness that you feel at this moment. And the water is so inviting. You see yourself walking towards it, getting into it. And the ocean is very inviting. It's warm. You may want to splash around or dive in. Do whatever feels right. This water is helping you wash away anything that no longer serves you. It's helping you in peeling back the layers. Any layers of protection that you no longer need, that you feel them sloughing off. As if you've been covered in mud and the water is washing it away. It feels invigorating, relaxing, rejuvenating. It's restoring your creativity, your innovation. And with your eyes closed, imagine that you're looking into your third eye, allowing the pineal gland to expand, shaking free of any limiting beliefs in your intuition, your ability to have a direct connection with your higher self. That these false beliefs are shattered, falling away. And the pineal gland is expanding its ability to bring in that creative energy from your higher source. And literally see an opening extending from the pineal gland up through the crown of the head, opening up like a funnel, allowing the light of unconditional love to flow in through the crown of the head, into the pineal gland. And it's filling the space with this golden white light, iridescent, translucent. You feel its expansiveness as it swirls around, clearing away the cobwebs, releasing your doubts and fears. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And the energy is moving down from the pineal gland into the physical body. Heightening your senses, your sensitivity, your sense of knowingness, your ability to trust your inner guidance. It's moving down through the throat and into the heart. And breathe through your heart. It feels like funnels of light are permeating from your heart like a beacon, a lighthouse projecting outward, projecting this newfound message of unconditional love, compassion, joy, happiness. Helping you clear away anything that no longer serves you. Helping you raise the bar on your spirituality. Attuning directly with your higher self. And allowing yourself to merge directly with your higher self. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel the energy moving down through the solar plexus, down through the sacral center, into the root chakra, and it extends down through both of your legs and into the earth. connecting with Mother Earth. You are literally a beacon of light between heaven and earth. Allowing this golden illuminated light to shine through you, anchoring it into physical form with the earth. And the crystalline structure of Mother Earth raises the vibration of the energy again and brings it back up. Just like a trampoline, it's bouncing back up through the bottom of your feet, through the root chakra, sacral center, solar plexus, and back into the heart. Allow the energy to flow up through the throat chakra, up through the pineal gland, and back up through the crown. The energy is literally moving like a fountain from the base of your feet up through your body, up and out through the crown of your head, back down to the earth, and the cycle repeats. And as this energy is moving, it's just like a conveyor belt. Anything that no longer serves you, throw it onto that conveyor belt. Let it go. Let go of the story, the people, the places, the emotions, beliefs, programming, anything that no longer serves you. Now is the time to let it go. It's so liberating, energizing, and freeing. This energy is literally getting shaken out of you as new light is emerging from within your DNA, from within every cell of your body. It's now being illuminated to this higher vibration of unconditional love. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And bring your awareness back to the pineal gland. If you have specific goals that you're setting with this new moon, take a moment and just visualize what that is. See yourself receiving it, achieving it. What does that feel like to you? Do you feel giddy, joyful, happy? Tune in to that feeling right now. And imagine that you're a magnet and you're attracting all of the resources that are going to support you in achieving this goal. Whether you know what they are or not, just see yourself pulling in all the goodness, that you're aligned with everything and everyone that serves your higher purpose with unconditional love. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And recognize you can bring yourself back to this activity anytime you need support. Express gratitude to your guides, your higher selves, for supporting you at this moment. And express gratitude to yourself for taking this time and honoring your divinity. As you bring yourself out of this activity, you may have specific messages or imagery, so it'd be a good time to write it down before you forget. this new moon is about self-mastery. It's about seeing your spiritual growth. It's about honoring where you are in the path without judgment of where you think you should be. We need to open up the lines for any final questions. All right, I've unmuted everybody. If you do need to mute yourself, you can scroll to the bottom. Wow, interesting meditation. Not what I expected, but they never are. If you get a chance, I put out a really short survey. In the last email, it'll come when you get the next email about the new moon calls. I'm just trying to get some feedback. If we do these typically a day or two before the new moon, but I'm just curious if it would work designated if we had a designated like a designated Saturday that we did it prior to the new moon, or if you still like this format. I'm open to suggestions. I know with the next new moon, I'm actually going to be gone for the actual new moon. So I'll be doing it on Friday, March 29th, just so that you've got that on your calendars. Any questions or comments or anything interesting come up during meditation?
For me and Jana, it was interesting. Do you remember the show Soul Train?
Oh yes, love that show.
Yeah, like the train. I remember like at the very beginning how the train would be like kind of like move in different directions. Like that was what that up for me, which I found very interesting.
Wow.
I wrote about it, what the meaning was that, but that's what kept coming up for me. It was just the Soul Train.
Interesting. Well, I mean, the imagery of trains moving in multiple directions could just feel like that scatteredness that you're going through where you don't feel that direction, like single track, right?
Yeah.
So it could be that chaos that's kind of taking place. So I have to tell you guys, we never have thunder and lightning storms. And there's this lightning and thunderstorm going on the whole time we're going through meditation. And then I hear an owl fly. I hear him screeching as he's flying by. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So anybody with owl energy, this was a very interesting meditation. Any other questions or comments? I'm losing power.
I did have a question.
Yes.
The oil that you said that to use for manifesting your dreams, it's called patchouli.
It brings ideas down into physical form. So it's one of the reasons that I love patchouli. It's very grounding. It's very earthy, very woodsy type scent to it. But I love using patchouli and sandalwood together.
How do you spell that?
Patchouli.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, comments? Going once, twice? All right, well, if you are interested in learning more,
thank you, Jana.
thank you. Appreciate you guys being here. If you want to stay on the line, and we can talk about essential oils, both the physical and emotional side, as well as I want to hear what oils you guys are using with this new moon. So, hey, stay on the line while other people jump off. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Wow, I feel like the time went really fast tonight. All right, I'm going to unmute. Unless you've got background noise, you can mute yourself again. So what oils are you guys attracted to with this new moon?
Hello, Jen.
Yes, Barbara?
Oh, goodness. I was trying to speak before in the other session, but I think I was muted. I don't understand what happened.
Oh, I did have everybody muted, so sorry about that. I tried to unmute them, but.
Okay. All right. I'm using this new one. I just started today. Petitgrain,
Ooh, yummy.
and that seems to be nice. What are the qualities of that? How is that?
Okay, I would use Petitgrain over your solar plexus. It helps block negative energy better than any other oil. So if you've got people that are stealing your energy, having Petitgrain over your solar plexus twice a day for 2 consecutive weeks will help break any of those energetic ties between you and anybody else.
Okay.
It has a lot of the same properties as lavender.
Okay.
It because it comes from the twig of the bitter orange. It has kind of a herby smell to it, where lavender is obviously very florally. So a lot of people that don't like lavender enjoy Petitgrain because it has the calming benefits for the nervous system. You can use it over your throat chakra so that you can speak up. You can use it on the bottom of your feet to help calm you at the end of the day. So those are some of the ways that I've used it.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now it is pouring. This is crazy. All right. What else? Who else has got an oil they're attracted to?
I am attracted to patchouli and orange.
Ooh, together?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have to smell that because I haven't tried that one before. Tell me what it's like for you.
You know, I've done it in a blend before, so it's really good. But I usually do patchouli, orange, and cinnamon.
Wow.
And that's an amazing blend.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. I've used cinnamon and orange together because that just smells delicious, right?
Mm-hmm. It really does.
So I'm the thing that's coming up is chakra system, right?
Yes.
So patchouli to me is really supportive of first chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Orange would be third chakra. Cinnamon is second because it helps balance sexual harmony. So kind of interesting combo.
Yeah. Well, you know, remember we were talking about yesterday all the ideas, and I was like, all right, this patchouli thing, it just keeps coming up to me to get it through. So.
And it's funny because I have not been a patchouli fan until about 6 months ago.
Yeah,
I'm fine
exactly.
with it when it's blended with other things because it softens it. But now it's like I have to use it. I'll put a drop in the shower before I get in the shower.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to try that with, I don't know, I would use cinnamon in the shower just because it's a hot oil. The steam and hot oil may not be good, but I think the orange and patchouli would be good. I usually do sandalwood and patchouli in the shower.
I might try sandalwood too with that then. Sandalwood, orange, and patchouli maybe.
That would be yummy.
I should put that in my blend actually. I might diffuse that tonight.
Okay, that sounds good. And is that a new moon one or is that just an ongoing blend?
No, I think that'll just be a new moon one for this time. What time is the new moon again tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even say what time it is. And I forgot the important factors. It's I gotta think. Your East Coast, 11:04 a.m.
Okay. So I might like tomorrow morning. That'll be like my ritual is to do let me do my new moon intentions in the morning then before I leave for work.
Nice. Yes, I actually released my sweetening jars last night.
Ooh. Wait, so how did you do it?
I took my sweetening jars. I took the paper out and I threw the papers away because I figured the water's infused with that vibe. And I actually took them down to the ocean. I took the crystals out because I wanted to save those. But I took the water down to the ocean and I threw it into the ocean and did my mantra. So my mantra is, so there's 3 oils that I use, 3 blends, 2 blends and 1 oil that I use every single morning. So I use the Align blend from doTERRA. and I put it on my inner wrists and run my wrists up my arm, inner arm. And I say, I'm aligned with everyone and everything that's for my highest good. Then I put my next blend on, which is passion. Tara's passion blend. So I put that on my wrist, same thing, that serves my purpose and passion. And then the last one is I use rose on top of that and just roll it up my inner arm with unconditional love and integrity. So my mantra every morning is, I am aligned with everyone and everything that's for my highest good, that serves my purpose and passion with integrity and unconditional love.
Nice.
And I said that mantra when I let go of the 2 sweetening jars. And they smelled really good because I put oils in them. I've had them for, one of them I've had since early December, and one was late December. So I held on to them for a long time.
Wow.
But
I think,
yeah.
and yesterday when we were on the call yesterday, I think I might get those Copaiba, because aren't there pills now, the Copaiba?
Oh yeah, I love those.
Yeah. So I think I might.
I take those every night before I go to bed.
Ah. So you recommend them before bed? Well, I guess, yeah.
So Copaiba is really good for the nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, between that and the Serenity pills, I take those before I go to bed just to calm everything down. If I know I'm going to be under a lot of stress, then I will take them in the morning as well, just to help diffuse it. And I found that it's incredibly effective.
So what is green? Is it green mandarin? Is that the new one?
Green mandarin is one of the new ones, yes.
Is that good for anything?
No, it's good for nothing, right? No, of course it's good for something, silly. Green mandarin is, it's a citrus oil, so it's going to have, a lot of the uplifting qualities where stimulate serotonin, uplifting, helping you see the bright side of things. It's not as sweet as, say, like an orange, because it is the green mandarin. But still, it's one that I use in a capsule with turmeric and yarrow palm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. Clarissa, what have you got to say? What have you got to say, Barbara?
Okay, I saw on my chart that Pisces is my 8th house.
Okay.
What kind of oils would enhance the quality that I would be dealing with this Pisces moon for the 8th house?
Yeah, you and me both, because my Pisces is in my 8th house too. So
okay.
8th house relates to transformation. It relates to it's deep emotions. It's related to death, taxes, shared resources, sex. So anything where emotionally you're diving in deep is kind of the Scorpio house, is the 8th house. So it's really looking at, any areas where you may have imbalances that you need the oils to bring you back into balance. So I kind of looked at, for example, if there was, say, like issues around money or shared resources, then maybe having something like wild orange, which is the oil of abundance, would help boost, your perception on shared resources. Or if it had to do with bringing more sexual balance into it, using something like cinnamon that creates sexual harmony or heals any of those types of issues. So it's kind of looking at what you're addressing, and then what oils would support it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Larissa, what are you attracted to?
Arise.
Arise?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's a good one, isn't it?
I've been using that every morning for the past several days, for about past 3-4 days, and it has just been wonderful.
I might need that for the rest of this week. People around me are just like, in fact, Jason pulled a card and he's like, all I see is chaos around you. Remember last night when I was telling you guys about my card being the star? But I forgot to say that the chaos was like totally around me, and then the star is they can't touch me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, it gets to me, right? Because I can see it.
Do you have a blend that you recommend for, or an oil that you recommend for, like, I guess trying to get through like sluggish periods? Like, you know how you said there's chaos all around you? So I guess for me, it's like I just feel like stagnant energy all around me.
Yeah, that.
Let's see what's coming up. So it's not you feeling stagnant, it's other people.
Yeah.
So one that's coming to mind is cedarwood, because that's the oil of community, and it helps if they're being overly stagnant and chaotic, like unable to move forward. And rosemary's coming up too for some reason.
That I actually was gonna say that earlier. I was like, oh, I was like, I'm really drawn to rosemary for some reason.
Oh,
I don't know how that would work with like patchouli and the orange and all that. So I was like, oh, I don't know.
and rosemary may actually blend really well with those because you know it's kind of in the lavender family, and but not as florally because obviously it's the herb. But yeah, you may want to look at rosemary because if people are stuck, a lot of it may be the fact that they're unable to see the next step, right?
Right.
Rosemary can help them in seeing what that next step could be.
Okay.
Other questions, other oils that or blends or issues that you're facing that you're looking for oils to support you? I don't know who's area code 917. They're not going to speak. We're such a scary group though, right? All right, well, any other questions, comments?
Excellent meditation.
Yeah.
That was not where I was going to take it.
It was excellent.
It was really interesting. I was looking at that going, all right, I'm just going with this, whoever needs this. And there was some like intense clearing that was taking place in the third eye.
Oh, that's me.
Oh my God, my head is going to explode.
That's been me since Friday. I'm like, I don't know what it is with this Pisces energy with my third eye. And it's funny because I know owls follow me everywhere.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, and the owls are definitely one of my totems. So yeah, it was a very, and like I said, okay, so I asked for thunderstorms because I miss them. Living in the mountains, you know, we always had thunder showers and stuff. 3 times in the last 10 days, we've had thunder and lightning storms. One of them, it hailed for 45 minutes. I'm calling it snow. It was insane. Yeah. So definitely manifesting some interesting stuff. Any other questions, comments? Anything interesting came up during meditation? That you want to share?
You know, I was trying to visualize like interviewing and it was just not coming up. I was trying so hard. I'm like, all right, let's visualize this next interview. It's like, man, it's just not meant to be happening this month, I guess. So I'm like, all right, okay.
I wish you lived here. I'd hire you in a second. Seriously, I've got 2 semi-qualified candidates that I've got to talk to this week.
Well, if we can figure out how to do it remotely, be more than happy to do it.
That's the problem is I'm going to be remote and the other person's going to be in office. So
gotcha. I
need somebody in office to handle all the physical paperwork that I don't get electronically. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll just find you a job there. Yes, love?
Yeah, I've been kind of seeing and feeling things around me. That happens. That's not uncommon. It's not on a regular, but it's not uncommon. But during the meditation, I really felt a heightened sense that I was truly not alone. Like things were closer. Maybe others were closer or something like that. I didn't get scared until I heard a little something to go along with that. And I'm like, okay, y'all back it up. But, but you know, it was just a heightened sense of not quite being alone during that meditation, and more from a physical as opposed to just, you know, in my head or in that third eye space. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was very, yeah. Yeah, well, it's about, 10 o'clock at night? That's not too often.
That's when you check under the bed, right? It's like, who's left?
Well, remember, Clarissa.
I mean, it wasn't.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
It wasn't that it was scary, but it was just feeling a little close, a little too close for comfort at certain times. I mean, it was okay, but I'm like, okay, I get that you're here, but just back it up a little bit. Just back it up a little bit.
I don't know if you're on the call. One of the times that we had, we did a meditation, I had my eyes closed. And I was like, I swear I kept them closed because I felt like if I opened them, someone would be staring right at me.
Right. Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, nope, no one's there.
Not going to happen. Funny. Yeah, definitely interesting. Never know, though, right? Never know.
No. Mm-mm.
All right, well, thank you for hanging out and talking about oils. I was going to be more prepared with that, but it just didn't happen with puppy preschool today.
Oh.
But we graduated, so I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, we're almost ready to go out into the world now. So, all right, well, if you do have questions and didn't get them answered, you know where to find me. And our next new moon call on the 29th. So we'll plan on that.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jana.
Thank you. Good night.